Hi everyone, and welcome. Hi, welcome to another Facebook Live. Tonight we're going to be doing some more live training. So let me ask you this. Have you ever had a moment where someone pushes your buttons? It may not have been what they said, but more of how they said it. The big question, however, how did that make you feel? If you're watching live, feel free to say hi in the comments. Hopefully this week I can actually see the comments. But if you're watching the replay, just type replay and then I know you are here. I'm trying to see if I can see the comments. So in our last session, we talked about what to say when conflict shows up and how the words often don't come when we need them the most. In today's session, titled Staying Calm in the Moment, we're going deeper. So this session is all about what happens inside us in those moments when our emotions rise, our body tightens, and calm sometimes feels impossible. And if you've ever walked away from a situation thinking, I wish I had handled that better, then this is for you. So think back a minute or so to the questions I first asked. Have you ever had a moment when someone pushed your buttons? And if it wasn't what they said, it was certainly more how they said it. But how did that make you feel? In these moments, our body reacts before our brains catch up. Maybe your heart races. Maybe your chest tightens. And before you even realize it, your nervous system is already in protection mode. This is where many of us either shut down, snap back, or go completely blank. Sound familiar? If so, type that's me in the comments. I can see a few people with us tonight, so hi Toy. Hi Jennifer, hi Ivan. I'm seeing a few comments. This is good, much better than last week. Good to see you all. So let's name and understand what's happening here. Because it's not about being too sensitive or overreacting. It's about your nervous system doing its job, but without your permission. This is known as neuroception, the subconscious scanning your brain does to detect threat. And here's the tricky part. Your body doesn't just respond to danger. It also responds to disrespect, dismissal, or emotional intensity, especially if it reminds you of a past experience. This is why staying calm in the moment isn't about willpower. It's about recognition and regulation. In our last live, I introduced the idea of pausing to find that response. That approach still matters here. But today, we're going deeper. Deeper into how to recognize what's rising inside you before it hijacks the moment. Because calm doesn't mean silent. It means anchored. So let's look at a few scenarios. I'm sure many of you can relate to on one degree or another. The first one, the button pusher. Yes, you know the type. That friend, family member, or perhaps a co-worker that just has the ability to get under your skin whenever they open their mouth, or sometimes are just simply present. So imagine this. You're with someone you know. Yes, that button pusher. They say something passive aggressive or throw a dig that they've made dozens of times before. It might be, oh, there you go again, getting defensive. Or, must be nice to have no responsibilities like the rest of us. Your nervous system hears this not as casual, but as a threat. Your heart races. You're caught in that moment. You want to snap or vanish. So instead, try this. That feels like a loaded comment. I'd rather have a real conversation than react to that tone. Now, it might not stop the moment, but it grounds you in truth. That's the kind of calm we're talking about. Honest, but not explosive. What's something someone says that always hits a nerve with you? Share a phrase or comment if you feel comfortable, and hopefully I can see it come through. It's something to think about. Hi, Pat. I see Suzette's doing a good job of replying to most of the comments coming through. Thanks, honey. So let's look at a slightly different scenario. But this one's heavier, so I'll say it up front. If you've dealt with emotional manipulation, gaslighting, or narcissistic behavior, this may feel familiar. But try to look at the scenario as an opportunity to move forward rather than relive trauma. You're in a conversation with a partner or someone close. They accuse you of being selfish for needing space. They say things like, "It's always about you, isn't it?" Or, "Wow, I guess I don't matter at all anymore." You feel your stomach drop. You want to explain, to defend yourself, to make them see your heart. But here's the truth. You don't have to bleed to prove you're wounded. That's powerful. You don't have to bleed to prove you're wounded. But here's a calm response, and an empowered response at that. I'm open to talking when it's mutual and respectful. Right now, I need space to stay steady. Now, saying this isn't easy. But staying calm in the moment isn't about keeping others comfortable. It's about keeping yourself safe and whole. Have you ever felt guilty for setting boundaries that was really about your own well-being? Drop a heart in the comments if that resonates. Nice, Ivan. Toy. So let's move on to a third scenario. This one's titled, the boundary blur. So let's look at a common workplace scenario that many may have faced, especially in, let's say, the hospitality industry, for example. So imagine this. You're at work, maybe in a customer-facing role. A client or customer has been friendly, but perhaps a little too friendly. At first, it's subtle. They linger too long, make personal comments, or flirt in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable. Now you smile politely, trying to shift the subject, but it keeps happening. So your nervous system starts firing. Do I say something? What if I upset them? What if I'm reading the situation all wrong? But will I get blamed for causing a scene? Things to think about there. Here's something you could say that keeps you calm, but sets a clear line. I prefer to keep things professional. Let's stay focused on what brought you here today. It's direct, it's grounded, and most importantly, it's a boundary. Has this ever happened to you? Drop yes in the comments. If you've ever had to balance being polite with protecting your personal space. Great. Yep, a few of you. Now, with all these moments, what do they have in common? Your body reacts before your words arrive. So here's what I want you to remember. Calm isn't about controlling the moment. It's about understanding what's happening inside you as it happens. But understand this. You can't always stop the trigger, but you can slow the spin. And sometimes staying calm means choosing not to match the chaos in front of you. Drop a thumbs up if any of these scenarios hit home. Or comment with, "That's where I struggle." If you find it hard to hold on to your calm in certain situations. And if one of these resonates so deeply, just reach out to us. And I hope some of the responses that I've shared with you help. But let me know. Would any of them feel comfortable to you sharing? Remember, you're going to use your own wording. But calmness is the key, right? So if this is something that you want to get better at, really better at, that's why A.S.P.I.R.E was created. I built A.S.P.I.R.E for those reasons, to help people better manage conflict. It's not just about managing conflict, though. It's about learning to protect your peace before things spiral. And we've not even touched on the self-protection aspect of A.S.P.I.R.E. We'll do that in future videos, future live training. So the beauty of A.S.P.I.R.E is it combines conflict management with self-protection. So we focus on many aspects. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to nortonarts.org/aspire-online. Or if you want a bit more guidance of the human kind, just reach out or comment, coach me, or message me privately. No pressure, just grounded support. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about building calm into the moments that used to be a problem where you could not undo. So we're looking to make you stronger. But remember, you're not broken. We've just learnt certain behaviors over time. So thanks for spending time with me today. We'll keep this one short. If something landed with you, type value in the comments. And if you know someone who could help or be helped from the A.S.P.I.R E, please let me know. Pass on the information. Invite them to the group. Because the more grounded we are, the more grounded we make the spaces around us. But for now, and until next time, stay steady, stay kind, and keep choosing clarity over chaos. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you soon. All the best.